Brooklyn, New York, 1978. A 12-year-old boy is arrested for the 38th time. Not 3 times, not 10 times, 38. His mother probably thought he'd leave Brownsville in one of 2 ways: in handcuffs or in a wooden box. She was wrong, but the road between Brownsville and the heavyweight championship of the world would cost him everything. This is that road. Brownsville, Brooklyn, murder capital of New York City, highest crime rate, highest incarceration rate, a neighborhood where dreams don't survive long. Michael Gerard Tyson was born here on June 30th, 1966. He never knew his biological father. His stepfather abandoned the family when Mike was 2 years old. His mother was an alcoholic. At age 7, Tyson was sexually abused by a stranger on the street. Nobody came to save him. By age 8, he was in a gang. By 11, he was using cocaine. By 13, he had been arrested 38 times. He had a lisp, a high-pitched voice. Boys laughed at him, bullied him, robbed him, until one day a boy pulled the head off one of his pet pigeons. Tyson hit him so hard the boy didn't get up. That was the moment Iron Mike was born. Not in a gym, not under bright lights, in the streets of Brownsville, where surviving was the only option. In 1981, a 12-year-old Tyson was sent to Tryon School for Boys, a juvenile detention center in upstate New York. There, a counselor named Bobby Stewart noticed something. This kid could bench press more than his own body weight, and when he hit the bag, the sound was different. Stewart introduced Tyson to a man named Cus D'Amato, an old Italian boxing trainer from the Catskill Mountains. D'Amato had already made 2 world champions. When he first saw Tyson, he said, "That boy will be the youngest heavyweight champion in history." D'Amato did something no one had ever done for Tyson. He became his father. When Tyson's mother died of cancer in 1982, Mike was 16 years old. D'Amato legally adopted him, gave him a home, a bed, a future. Under D'Amato, Tyson trained like no one had trained before. The peekaboo style, explosive head movement, devastating combinations, every morning, every evening, no excuses. D'Amato didn't just teach him to punch, he taught him to think, to believe, to control the rage that Brownsville had built inside him. On November 22, 1986, Mike Tyson walked into the ring against Trevor Berbick. He was 20 years old. What happened next lasted less than 6 minutes. Berbick went down 3 times in the second round. The referee stopped the fight. Mike Tyson was the heavyweight champion of the world, the youngest in history, a record that still stands today. His first 19 professional fights ended by knockout, 12 of them in the first round. Opponents weren't just losing to Tyson, they were terrified before the bell even rang. But Cus D'Amato never saw it. He died in 1985, 1 year before the championship. The man who saved Tyson's life didn't live to see what he had built. And without D'Amato's steady hand, the walls around Mike Tyson began to crack. Don King entered the picture. A promoter, a manipulator, a man who saw money, not a person. The training discipline disappeared. The cocaine returned. The parties, the chaos. Don King replaced the father. The results were catastrophic. February 11th, 1990, Tokyo, James Buster Douglas, a 42-1 underdog. Nobody gave Douglas a chance. Tyson didn't even bother to prepare properly. Round 10, an uppercut. The heavyweight champion of the world hit the canvas. He scrambled for his mouthpiece with his gloves, but it was over. 1 year later, he was arrested for rape, convicted, sentenced to 6 years, released after 3. The boy who climbed out of Brownsville was going back to a cage. Prison changed Tyson. He converted to Islam, read books, thought about his life. He came back in 1995, won his belts again, but something was different. The fire Kus had controlled. It was loose. June 28, 1997, Evander Holyfield rematch, 3rd round. Tyson bit off a piece of Holyfield's ear, spit it on the canvas. The arena erupted into chaos. Disqualified, license suspended. The world didn't know whether to laugh or cry. But here's what most people miss about Mike Tyson. He was never just a boxer. He was a product of a system that failed him from birth. No father, no stability, no protection. He was built by the streets to destroy, and eventually he destroyed himself. Today, Mike Tyson speaks openly about his demons, the abuse, the rage, the regret. He says Cus D'Amato was the only person who ever truly believed in him. One old Italian man from the Catskills saw a broken kid from Brownsville and decided to build a champion. For a few years, it worked perfectly. Then the world got its hands on him. 29 knockouts, 3 belts, 1 prison sentence, 1 ear, and a story that still isn't finished. The kid from Brownsville never really left. He just learned to live with him.